Okay, right. So we've talked about queries. Our final stop for databases is what's referred to as reports. And really, reports are the lovely end to this whole story. After working through a query, getting the information, you might want to print that information, if you like, and send that information in an email to someone. Remember that when you're the person who asked for the query, he could have just asked, you just wanted maybe, or you might have just wanted to look at the information yourself with a query. This person asking for the information might want a report. So he'll say to you, send me a report. Make it pretty. Reports offer you the ability to present your information, to present your data in print. Yes, and so what you're really seeing whenever you get a proper invoice is a report, really. Yes, it's a report. Yes, and they're useful because it's in an easy to read format. Yes, and you can customize the report's appearance to make it visually appealing. Yes, and Access allows you to just generate a report from any table or query. So let's do that. Let's go to report. So I have this information here that I've been, talking about, and we go to create. Yes, and you can see today we've talked about tables, we've talked about queries, we've talked about forms, and finally we talk about report. Yes, and I just go to report wizard. Just go to the report wizard. Okay, yes, 1 second. Let me just save this. Let's save this information. Yeah, let's save that. So I go to report, and yes, I want to create a nice looking report with all this information. Or you could, you might think, okay, I didn't want all of it, but I want all of it. If you don't want all of it, just, here again, you just pretty much pick what it is you want. And then you click next. And it's just saying, is this what you really want? You're like, yes, this is what I really want. We're not really interested in groupings, but we just want to get a report of what this is going to look like. Yes, and you can sort it, but, just click on to next for now. And yeah, you can choose between these, whether columnar, tabular, or justified. The examiner is not interested. The examiner is interested in the fact that you come out with a report of some sort. Yes, and you click yes. And you click OK, and look at that, look at that. We have a report right now. Yes, and this can be printed. This, you can see here, print preview. This is what's going to look like. So we have a proper report that's nice, that looks nice on a piece of paper that we can send along to our examiner. Yes, let me just close this again. Right, and in exactly the same way, for all reports, we can have a design view. Like this is the design view of this report. Yes. Sometimes the report doesn't come out very clearly, so you might just need to, like any print preview, you might just need to, make it bigger, give it more space. Yes, this is a really important part. Maybe the phone numbers aren't showing thoroughly, but don't be afraid. Just go to design view and expand, your report. Yes, and just make things bigger or smaller. And how have I done this? I've gone to design view. Every one of these things we've talked about today has a design view for making things look bigger or messing around with them. Let's go back to create. Let's go back to home. Let's go back home and let's go back to report view. Yes. Let's go back to create. So yeah, I'm just going to delete this because just to show you something else, it doesn't matter. So let's create another type of report and let's sort of see what's going on. So that's a report. Let's get everything through. Let's go next. Let's go next. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. And let's go next. And let's say I was going to go for a columnar approach. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, you can see a different type of report. It has this in columns. Yes. So that's what's really going on with reports. And the examiner could very well ask you to create a report. Yes, to create a report. Yes. So, I mean, it's really now a chance for you to be able to play around with those four. I'll do a quick summary at the end of this in the next lecture. But what's really important is that you're able to, oops, sorry, let me close this print preview. Your task is to be able to, I'm going to go back to report view. And this is what my report view looks like. So this is my table. So you can see here that today we've talked about tables, queries, forms, and reports. Yes? And your task really is to be able to understand that for each one of these, you have, home is really what you're working with. Yes, and you're in home, and you're able to play around with these, yes, and manipulate them by always going. When you're in home, you can go to the view button, and you can see the range of views you can work with. But please go back, listen to the videos again, and just be very clear on what each of these, I'll tell you what they are called in a second, but what's really happening with each of them. This is to get reports, to get the information nice and ready for whoever's reading it. Forms really allow the people in the front office to do some work and put some data into the database, but without being able to manipulate fields. Tables, we can do everything in there. Manipulate the fields, put in new information in, change the fields, add new fields. Queries, we're looking for information across maybe many tables. We're trying to pull out particular specific information that we've been asked for to turn into a report to send to someone. Okay, great stuff. I'll see you in the summary class. See you soon.